Tanner's like, oh, are we insulting somebody? I got it, I'm on board. All right, opposite and adjacent. 4/3. All right. Secant. 5/3, because they're just opposites of each other, right? They're reciprocals. This one? 5/4. And cotangent? Wow, that was horrible. We just solved them. You mean trying to find out what theta is? So later, what we're going to do is all of these angles, we can find out what, we know the angle already, and then we'll find out what all the cosine and sines are, and that's part of what this is. So like these points here are the different parts. Okay, but now we're not quite done. And that's because, do you remember how this was originally in quadrant 3? So even though it's impossible to have a negative distance, I'm going to write -3 and -4 here because it's down here in this quadrant. All right? I know, very confusing. Just because it's just really like this, it's almost like a point rather than a distance. No, it really depends. Well, yeah, well, actually, yes, it would be. It's more like a slope.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so a slope going uphill is positive, and a slope going downhill is going to be negative. Do you guys understand that?
Yep.
And it's a relationship between the two. So this is actually also related to slope, and it's related to calculus. It's almost like all this math is like incestuously related to each other. Yes?
We'll never have to have a negative hypotenuse though, right? Because we'll always just make it not, we'll always make the base one of the lines. Then you
No, because like if we have one that is up here, then it will actually be, it'll be like the x is negative, but the y is positive, which will make the thing negative. But we'll do one of those, okay? So don't panic about it. It'll make more sense to you in just a few minutes, okay? Okay. This is like a lot of me talking today, but your homework is going to be very slim. Okay? So you're getting through the worst part of your day right now. I'm so sorry. This is a nightmare. All right. Now, the 5 is positive here. The 3 is negative, so this is actually a negative cosine. This one's negative. But this one is actually a -4 divided by a -3. What's a negative divided by a negative? Positive. We're leaving the tangent positive.
Oh, why did I?
Secant has a +5 and a -3. That's a positive divided by a negative, which is negative. And if you're like, ooh, but I put the negative on the bottom half of the fraction, that's fine too. It doesn't matter where the negative is as long as there's 1. Cosecant, positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. Cotangent?
Positive.
Positive. Okay.
Yay.
All right, let's try again. Am I going slow enough that you feel like this is making sense, or is it just panicking you? Guys, am I going slow enough that this is making sense, or because I'm really can you tell that I'm like trying to keep my voice chill?
Wait, why?
Because I've had so many people that are similar to you.
Kyle?
No, I'm looking at you, Jackson.
You need to open up.
I don't know if you've noticed this about yourself, Jackson, but sometimes you get a little stressed out.
No, I might get it. Yep.
Sometimes you get a little stressed out.
Well, I'm okay now.
Okay, yeah. And that means that you'll always be okay and never get freaked out, right?
Well, once it gets bad.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
But it's not bad yet.
Great. Which was also what I was asking.
If I'm okay?
Yep,
No, I'm okay right now.
great, great news.
But,
Okay, let's try again.
okay.
Good luck, Jack.
Example 2. This time it is that the terminal side of an angle, so terminal side, do you know what terminal side means?
You're off screen.
Do you guys know what terminal side means?
Like the flying.
Oh, it's at 0.
Actually, terminal, it means end, not 0. It means like where the angle ends. So basically it starts at 0 and then it ends at wherever that hypotenuse is. All right, so this one is going to be ends at 8:15. Oh, this is another one of those three, actually. So apparently there's more than, not just 5, 12, 13, but another one as well, but it gets a little higher. Okay, so this one, so that, and we have to find all 6. So now I'm starting to write this quickly. All right, so draw yourself a quick circle. Put a bullseye in the center of it. Where's 8:15? What quadrant? First where it's positive, right? So like 8:15, maybe that's up here. We'll call that 8:15. The hypotenuse is the thing that goes from the center to that edge, and the base of the triangle is always right on that axis. And we're talking about this angle right here, the one that goes from 0 to the hypotenuse. Yes?
So is there gonna be other names for the angles you have to find, or obviously the terminal side?
Well, the terminal side is talking about like where this line is. So that's basically saying it goes from 0 and terminally ends, because terminal just means ends at that point. So it won't be said a different way, but there are lots of different ways to say that kind of thing, but this is common with angles. Okay, so I'm drawing a bigger one so I can draw on it. 8:15, where should I write those numbers?
8 on the bottom, 15 on the top.
Good, 8 on the bottom, 15 on the what?
Side,
This side or the hypotenuse?
to the right side.
Good. Oh, no, this is just a, no, we're still doing it right. Don't get, we're fine. Okay, so how do we find out the last side?
Do A squared plus B.
This one's definitely an a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right?
There's another one.
What are we missing? Yeah, this is another one, but we just don't know it yet.
3.
You think that 8 squared plus 15 squared is probably 3 squared?
No.
That's a bummer.
Can you put theta in like the other angle spot? Or-
No, it always goes right against that center point,
Okay.
okay?
17.
So this is 8 squared plus 15 squared. Everybody understands that the thing that we're missing is the hypotenuse, right? So if you figure that out, what is that, 64, and is that 225?
325, that equals 289.
Thank you, which is c squared, square root, c equals 17. I know I did that fast, but I was kind of hoping you were doing it while I was talking. Yeah?
That's 289.
Thank you. All right, so try it right now. Try writing all 6. These are all in the first quadrant. Is anything negative? No, you don't need to worry about negatives on this one. I wrote that wrong, didn't I? I mean, you can write them wherever you want, but if I want to write them opposite each other, I'm gonna have to put them actually opposites. That's wrong too. It's this. All right, adjacent hypotenuse. So is 15/17. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. This one's adjacent